as you take in the scenery around you. It's not a pretty sight. There's a dead priest on the floor.
Oh, jeez. I forgot about it.
However, it doesn't look like he suffered the same wounds as you guys have being attacked. It looks as though someone has literally drug a dagger across his throat, and he is bled out on the floor.
Actually, so are we gonna have to roll for another order of action here?
Nope. Now it is. You guys are kind of out of combat. Interact with each other how you see fit. Just
Okay.
kind of, yeah.
Then before anybody would do anything, I would use my. Where is it here? I've got a thingy. Shelter of the Faithful. And because we're in a temple of my worship, the monks and stuff will come out and help with our wounds and stuff.
Yes, and they do. There's a couple of clerics you see who kind of have been ducking in the back room, and hearing that the combat has stopped, they kind of poke their heads out and slowly come out, and you hear one of them just cry out in grief and drop beside the body of the priest and cast Cure Wounds to no effect.
So what about to us, though?
Yeah, but
they're healing us.
They're kind of going around, and there's two clerics, one of whom is a little bit panicky and trying to help the dead priest who is now on the floor, and the other one kind of comes over and, seeing you, Adelchi, in your armor, is going to cast a level 2 Cure Wounds. D8. So you heal 13 points to cast a spell on you.
Noise.
Not bad.
And that goes for everybody except for Mr. Dragonborn.
All right.
Oh, fuck.
Noted.
So it begins.
All right, so everyone else heals an additional 11 points. We'll just say for the sake of brevity, using their spell slots to heal you guys. It does not, however, heal the strength drain that happened. You guys are still, your muscles are kind of shrunken and black, and it's a weird feeling for those of you who have had it happen.
Will a rest get rid of that?
Make a religion check.
I can do that. Is that D20?
Yep, D20 plus your religion modifier, whatever that happens to be.
$14.
14. You're pretty sure, you're not entirely on demonic creatures, but you're pretty sure that with the rest, your strength will return to you.
Copy. Alright, so I guess, sorry, Mavlis, you can continue what you were doing. I just wanted to get the clerics out here to help my broke ass.
No, you're good. You're good. Your religion is 1.
Mine?
Yeah, I believe so. Religion plus 1.
Oh yeah, I was looking at my intimidation. Yeah, so that would have been a 11, or a 12, not a 14.
That's all good. Same thing. You figure, knowing basically what these creatures were, it'll return you with a rest.
Right.
Well, since that guy tried to heal him and he didn't heal, I'm just gonna kind of stand around, lean against a wall, and kind of watch everything that's going on.
After my smashing of combat, I'm just gonna slump in like the closest pew and look over to Bosk. Be like, thank you for the help, Vermin. I didn't think somebody like you would have that in ya.
Yeah, well, I was here for a different reason.
Figures. You can leave whenever you want.
Not much for words. Try not to talk much because I get myself into trouble.
As you guys are having this conversation, the door kind of blasts open a little bit more, and there's a handful, probably half a dozen guards who enter.
Little late, boys.
Swords drawn, ready to fight. And they kind of glance around and realizing that everything has been kind of taken care of.
I just raise my shield with the church's symbol on it so they can see we're the good guys.
They give you a nod and kind of sheath their swords, start looking around to see if there's anyone else that they can help, anything that they can do, and they gather up the body of the priest and kind of start taking him out as the man that appears to be the leader of this group kind of steps to you guys. He is a kind of a stocky human man with closely shaved brown hair and these deep, thick, dark brown sideburns that are like obnoxiously thick compared to how like well-groomed his hair is.
Gotta love it.
And he just kind of steps forward to you guys. He looks like he's the leader. He's wearing the most ornate armor out of all of them, and he sheaths his sword and steps towards you, Adelchi, and kind of, well, I guess you took care of everything before my boy got here.
I sit up out of the pew, even though I'm a little haggard, and put out my hand for like a handshake and say, well, we just so happen to be around, and glad nobody else was able to get hurt. Do you have any idea what happened here?
I'm not sure yet. I've got a couple men outside talking to witnesses, but we figured we'd come in here and make sure everything was taken care of.
Unfortunately, the creature was able to destroy 3 of the holy deities here. I'm going to gather the pieces together, and hopefully the priests can do something with them.
Yes. Damn heretics. It's starting to get bad now.
I know that. Look who gets let through the door, and I point over to Mr. Dragonborn.
Yes, those creatures are something.
It helped me, so I can't give it too much grief, but it does pain me to see him inside these walls.
I guess you get to worship whatever god you choose, but doesn't make us happy, does it?
Well, the gods are all-knowing, so I guess, I don't know.
Well, I guess I have to thank the lot of you, and he kind of goes around and shakes each of your hands. He does shake your hand, Bosk, although it's a little bit reluctant, and he pulls away like it's the second it's socially acceptable for him to.
Dead fish handshake.
Yep, basically. Lackluster as he can possibly manage.
I'm presuming since that he shook my hand first, because we were like talking, after we stopped shaking hands, I kind of go to because I'm presuming that he broke the statues and then like the pieces fell to the ground and then moved to the next one, right?
Yep, basically, yeah.
So as he's sort of like shaking everybody else's hand and being like, well, thank you, I'm gathering those like pieces of each one into little 3 separate piles for each statue to be its pieces together.
Alright, so you just kind of collect them. They're not super badly broken. It looks as though a lot of them have just been snapped, but it'll definitely, a mending spell will probably be enough to put them back together, but at the moment they've been desecrated, for sure. Well,
sorry, go.
No, go ahead.
Are there the remains of those shadow beasts still there?
Yes, they are, and the only one who has remained so much is the leader with the wings.
Can I see if there's can I search the body and see if there's anything?
Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check.
I have a question while he's rolling that.
Yeah.
When I earlier did my religion check and found out that they were fiends, did I also figure out what they were?
Yes, you figured out that the leader was a shadow demon, and the others are simply shadows. They serve, from what you know, they live in the darker underplanes and serve dark entities.
Now, is that all the information?
What was your religion check? Hold on, let me pull up the...
I'm pretty sure I had a nat 20 with a +1.
Yes, in that case, kind of looking around and taking in everything that you see around you, it looks as though these creatures were summoned through some kind of ritual, and there's a seal kind of burned into the floor of the temple that with that religion check, these creatures were summoned for this cause.
Alright.
And from when you first entered the temple, you're going to guess that it was that dragonborn woman and the red tiefling man that you saw when you entered the temple who bounced out as soon as you entered.
Perfect. Okay, Mavlis, you can go on with your search before I do my thing.
I rolled a 14.
14. There is nothing on his body. Say he didn't have weapons, he didn't have any armor. But you also gather that he is a shadow demon. And it kind of makes the hair on the back of your neck stand up. Something about this creature and this entity makes you highly uncomfortable.
Hey, Vermin, come here for a second.
Yeah, alright, I just walk over.
Jeez.
Don't really know how to...
When I came into the room, I saw one of your kind in here. What do you know about this?
This is someone I've been tracking. I haven't seen her in I don't know how long, and the temple makes no sense whatsoever, but I decided to track her in here.
So you do know who that person is?
Yep.
So you brought this upon us?
That would be a bold assumption. I had nothing to do with this.
You desecrated the floor. You brought your heathenous species into my walls. Can't even look at you.
I was trying to help.
I ignore what he just said and go back to like gathering the pieces so that I can get it ready for the clerks.
As the guard kind of watches this go down, says, well, I guess a lot of you helped take out these bad guys. These demons, you say? And he kind of pokes the body with his shoe. Kind of curls up his nose. I guess I could buy you all a drink and take your statements. If you don't mind.
Absolutely. Start with the
Sure.
vermin.
Alright, well, let's get out of the place. He kind of gestures to his guards and they have a quick conversation and he says, alright, well, I want you to go out to see if you can't find anything about anything. Anything anyone has seen in the town, go do some footwork. And the guards kind of nod and hurry out of the temple to do as he asked. So he leads you guys out of the temple, and
Before we leave, I let one of the like priests know that I've gathered the pieces together so they can fix them.
And she takes your hand and just thank you for helping and for gathering them, and the 12 blessings be with you.
And also with you.
And she kind of goes back and starts ritual casting these mend these pieces back together. As the
Can I also ask a question?
Yeah.
Where's the cut off wing currently? Is it with anyone or is it just on the ground?
It's just on the ground.
Is it a bad idea to pick that up?
You can.
Alright.
Like,
Wait, let me just see if I got anything I can put it in.
How big is
Like
it?
a whole backpack, I think.
But
Yeah,
take
but what
my
if
whole
it's the size
bag.
of your torso, though?
True.
True.
it is fairly large, but with
Take
the
the
creature dying and these shadowy entrails kind of fading from it, it's probably 3 feet by 2 feet by maybe an inch thick.
Alright, I'll just cut like a piece of it, I guess. Just
Alright,
like
you can do that.
chuck that in my bag.
What are you doing?
It's my only lead. Alright.
The guard eyes you kind of suspiciously, but gestures you to follow him. Is there anything else you guys want following him?
I'm done.
No, I'm following the guard.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll follow him.
Can I follow the guard attempting to play the bagpipes in a celebratory manner?
Please don't.
Go ahead and make another
Still
performance
edge.
check as you.
When
Play
you
your
pull
bagpipe.
out the bagpipes, I just look at you and shake my head. Do you still want to make that move?
Don't drop him.
Yes.
Mom.
Alright, if you are playing bagpipes, go ahead and make another performance check.
Oh shit! It's worse than last time.
Damn it.
Dude.
I can't play
Can
the
we just
bagpipes.
sacrifice the bagpipes? Like in a fire?
Okay, I think
That's my
I'll
sense
have
it is.
this.
As you take out the bagpipes, and you're excited that you beat these creatures, and you start to play them, one of the guards kind of looks at you and goes, "A man is dead, and you're making that noise?"
Oh shit.
Kind of shakes his head, and
I don't
gives you a
care.
very
It's not
disapproving
work.
look as you follow him out. It's
One
atrocious.
question.
Also, the sound coming out of it is not.
Boss, do you continue playing even though it's horrible?
Wait, what?
The sound is
Or
atrocious.
not boss, Gilbert. Sorry, Gilbert. Are you going to continue to?
Yeah, and I play that.
Can I attempt to cut the bag of the bagpipe?
Please don't.
Please do.
Do it.
Are you gonna try to? I assume you're gonna try to stop Gilbrick.
Yeah, he wants to
Yeah,
stab the bag of the bagpipe
I'm
so it'll
gonna
never
stab
work
the
again.
bag of the bagpipe.
You do and you don't.
I will say both of you, Gilbrick, make a acrobatics check to dodge him,
What
Oh,
is
fuck.
happening?
Fuck.
and
Christ.
Adelchi just make an attack roll.
Oh, it's not
versus
me.
his-
No, Malvis is the one that's stabbing.
Oh, go ahead and make an attack with his acrobatics roll being
Shit.
the armor, essentially.
12.
You bitch.
You do manage to get your blade and into the bagpipe.
You're buying me a new set of bagpipes.
I just hand him 5 gold and say, "There, buy a new one when you learn to play."
Lift my fist up for another fist bump.
I bum.
Hell yeah. You're still my ward, by the way.
I'm okay with that.
Wait, how do I add money? What's that under? Is that under?
It'll
Inventory.
be in your inventory, you'll see
Inventory.
a gold piece under equipment.
Sometimes D&D Beyond is difficult with, like, it
Yeah.
is weird to add it sometimes.
Oh yeah, you have to like manage equipment.
Okay, yeah, currency. So how many?
I give you
5.
5.
Add. So I now have 15.
We're supposed to start with 100, but yeah.
Oh, okay. I was not aware, so I have 100.
Also, I apologize if you guys can hear the aggressively panting dog in the background. She's
It's
like,
okay. You haven't heard Cooper's yet.
Oh, God.
She's asleep. Don't speak to her. Don't get her attention.
Wait, how do you add gold?
Uh,
So I only have 15 as well.
You gotta manage
So
equipment.
Go to the gold, go to equipment, and then click on that gold by currency. It'll bring up platinum, gold, electrum,
yeah.
or electrum, silver, and you just
We all started with 100 platinum.
Oh, okay.
no 100 gold.
gold.
Oh, you said GP before.
Yeah, GP.
GP
platinum
is platinum.
10
Gold is SP.
No. Copper, silver is 10 copper.
Yes.
Electrum is 5 silver. Gold is 10 silver.
Dude, I was just kidding. It was a
Platinum
joke.
is 10 gold.
Okay.
100,000 platinum pieces. We're all starting with.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Do our lifestyles come into effect?
Probably not. Those kind of things, I feel like they're kind of tedious.
Fair
If
enough.
we have a lot of downtime, they'll come into effect, but as a general, like, in costs will come into effect, but as a lifestyle, not really, unless there's a lot of downtime.
Well, and it's the cost is pretty low. Like I have like the second highest, and it's only like 2 GP. So
Yeah, it's not. It's pretty easy to maintain, and I feel like it's kind of like foraging food every day you're traveling. It is just kind of tedious and boring and not exciting.
Okay, so we're walking with the guard.
Yep, you follow him through the streets. Luckily, there's no bagpipe music accompanying you now. But he takes you to the Abstract Steed Tavern, which is a relatively nice tavern. It's not anything super flashy, but it's one of a handful of taverns in town. Nice enough. Get a couple drinks, and he brings you to a corner table kind of far away from the main patrons as official matter. Orders drinks, tosses the barkeep a gold, and you are able to sit down and have a drink. Rest if you want to spend hit dice for a short rest, or anything that you regain after a rest. Officially, you're taking a short rest, so.
Okay, let me fix some stuff then, because I'm pretty beat up.
Yeah. So as you guys kind of sit down and stretch your legs and rest your sore muscles, although the strength is not returning to you with a short rest. You're guessing it's going to take a long night of sleep to kind of wear off the effects of those dark creatures. As you kind of kick up your feet and relax, the guard kind of takes out a small notebook from his pocket and quill and, alright, well, tell me what happened. Tell me what you saw. Tell me everything, really.
Is anybody
Who's
not
going
at full
first?
health?
Yeah, I'm at 27 out of 33.
Yeah, but you're not a human, so I don't care. Does any
Right.
do any real people not have full health?
God.
I love how racist you.
Hey.
It's fine. The Dragon Lords are pretty racist as well to everyone else.
Yeah, no, all the real people have full health, so it doesn't matter. Never mind, continue.
Well, tell me what you saw. Give me some clues to help track down the fiends that broke into our temple.
The vermin seems to know a lot. Ask him.
Yes, I am interested in the fact that you knew someone in the temple who then seemed to vanish.
I was here for something totally unrelated, not even on their trail. And I was, just chilling, and I saw this person running through the crowd. And saw them go up into the temple, and they were with a tiefling, I think. But the only thing I know about this is that particular dragonborn. I don't know anything else.
And why exactly believe that you don't have any cause in this?
Pardon?
Why should I believe you? I mean, you know the person that did this.
I'm just telling you what's up.
When he says that, I lean forward in my chair and get really attentive and like, yeah, get him, fucking get him.
Well, I mean, you believe me, it's, I'm just telling you what's up. That's all I know.
Kind of narrows it at you, makes a few notes.
I light a pipe and just kind of point at the Dragonborn and go, other than the fact that, he helped us, what reason do you have to think that he had anything to do?
Because he's one of them.
What better way to throw off suspicion than to help? He's
Agreed.
Just like casually jotting down notes and glaring.
Can I whack a Dilche over the back of her head for being so racist?
I don't advise that considering you're in the fucking town that everyone's just as racist as I am.
Yeah.
The lead guard is the one who's hammered her home, not me.
Yeah.
Can I just get up and, go grab a drink?
Yeah, you're more than welcome to. He kind of... don't go anywhere as you get up.
Got my eye on you.
And as you walk off, he kind of the guard kind of leans forward, and is there anything you want to tell me that you didn't want him to hear?
To me?
Kind of opening the question to all.
I'm not sure. I just heard the scream and saw my brothers in arms at the door. I didn't want them to get overrun by whatever caused the scream. And when I saw the priest on the ground, it just the anger and strength of the gods just flowed through me, and I had to take control of the situation.
Well, we thank you for that. And what about you? And he points to you, Gilbrick.
No need to thank me. Thank the gods.
I have no prior knowledge of anything to do with this. I just heard the screams, just like I believe everybody else did, and thought, it was my civil duty to go and
What are you again?
dwarf.
Good man. Good man.
I assume you've got the same story, Ranger?
I heard a scream, and people were in trouble, so I helped.
Took your sweet time.
I was pretty far away. I could have just not helped at all. I believe I remember saving you.
Yes, and I do appreciate that. The gods were in our favor today.
Sure were.
I interrupt the conversation. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go find a new musical instrument. I slowly leave the table.
Oh, no. Do not leave.
You can't tell me what to do. I walk out and slam the door behind.
How quick are the guards going to be on you, boy?
As you are exiting, one of the guards that you saw earlier kind of comes in the door and stops as he sees you going. Doesn't stop you necessarily, but kind of gives you a look and comes over to report to the head guard. And you see them, they kind of converse quietly for a second. And he gets this deep, thoughtful look on his face before he turns back to you. You lot that are still at the table there. Well, it sounds like there was a farmer not too far outside of town who saw this dragonborn and tiefling that you mentioned. He thought they looked kind of suspicious as they just appeared out of nowhere in the middle of his fields, but they shot his horse out from under it before he could sue. And they ran off.
Do you have anybody who is tracking this?
We're kind of stretched thin, got late. These room rebellion. The king has asked soldiers back at the capital, and I'm worried about another attack. Do we know what these creatures wanted?
They seem to be destroying the gods that the rebels and heretics seem to be trying to dispute.
Well, I'm worried about another attack, and I'm hesitant to send out guards, as these creatures weren't easy foes to fight, were they?
No, but if you need to aim God's fury, just point me in the direction.
I would be much appreciated and willing to pay you a general's wages, as well as perhaps a reward if you would be willing to track down these heretics.
I would do it just for the praise of the gods, but, I will take whatever you were offering.
How about you, Ranger?
If you need a tracker, I can help.
Thank you, Ward.
Well, I guess if you want, you can take that dwarf with you as well. He seemed to be a stalwart companion.
Terrible musician, but decent in a fight.
Yes. Well, at least we're not asking him to play at one of our festivals.
Is Boss still at the table, or did he leave the table?
He's at the bar, I think?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he kind of leans forward and drops the two and says, that Dragonborn might not be a bad idea to take with you.
Are you mad?
Look,
if he knows the person
more
is
than Go ahead.
If he knows the person that did this, then he gives you an advantage.
He's right. He knows more than we do, and he could help.
Generally, I would violently detest, but if it's the only way to appease the heresy and desecration that has happened, I will allow it.
The decision is up to you, Lot. But if I were you, I'd take...
I'm going to go ahead and head over to the bar and start talking to...
I go with you, but I'm like trailing like a few feet behind you, kind of like looking away, not looking him in the eye kind of thing, or the back of his head, just sort of accompanying you.
Yeah, so I'll approach the bar. Do you have a moment?
Yeah, sure.
Look, the town guard here are hiring us to track down whoever did this. Obviously, I can only assume you have a stake in wanting to find them as well, for more than just appeasing the people that apparently hate you. But do you want to come give us a hand with this?
How much gold are we talking?
He said a general's pay.
More than you deserve, so I would take the offer.
Maybe let me talk to him. What is your name?
Sorry, cut out, didn't get that part.
I was asking the paladin his name.
Adelchi, and yours?
Mavelus. Let me talk to. What is your name, Dragon?
Bosk.
I just sort of wave over to the barkeep to grab me a beer so you can handle the heretic.
It's apparently a lot of money, I guess. I don't really know how much a general makes. Adelchi, how much does a general make?
A lot. I do a lot of traveling around and helping the monasteries, and general's wages is more than me as a warrior makes in a year.
It's a lot of money.
Oh, the most likely stuff that I can pick up along the way, I guess so. I mean, finding this person is dangerous, so more the merrier, I assume. Yeah, I mean...
All right. Well, now we just got to go find the dwarf that I've pissed off and see if we can unpiss.
Little like a laugh, and I'm like, the bagpipes are terrible, but did give me a chuckle.
Gilbrick, as you have walked out of this tavern, you're not quite sure where to go for a new set of bagpipes or a new musical instrument in case you want to try something different than a bagpipe. Go ahead and roll an investigation check. Find a store that might sell you a musical instrument.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
Christ.
Oh, great.
Just come back to the bar, man. Just come back.
That's all he found.
Yep, there's not a musical instrument store in town, and you are not sure where to even begin. You're like, well, shit, I thought there'd be a musical instrument store, I guess. There's not a place.
What is your intelligence? Jesus Christ.
What is my intelligence? Oh, it's
0 plus
It's
0.
10. It's 10, but like, fuck.
Nice.
I angrily walk back towards the tavern, like kicking my feet like a...
You grumpily make your way back to the tavern. You find a group there, kind of having a drink and tensely chatting at the bar.
I approach them silently and with little interest in the current conflict.
Oh, hey, buddy. So, really sorry about that whole breaking your instrument thing.
You're not sorry. Don't ever cross it.
Yeah, so we're gonna go looking for the people that had something to do with this for apparently a shit ton of money. Wanted to know if you wanted to come along. But
Something to do with what? Breaking my bagpipes? Because I found the person right.
no, I've already paid you for that. We're square. But no, the people that we just got done fighting, somebody caused it, and they have a lead, and we're gonna go follow that.
What sum of money are you talking? I'm a dwarf. I am quite wealthy. I just don't have much.
I don't mean to be rude, but if you've seen the state of my literal gold-plated armor, I'm sure you can you can at least see that I'm not a poor person either. I also carry some wealth, and it is enough that this one adventure would be more than I would make this year.
I'm moving closer to Malvis. Do we have to bring this pretentious prick along? I whisper.
I put my hand on my pouch of gold and kind of look at him and say, whisper, unfortunately, most likely.
I take a step back and smile, sort of a forced smile towards adult you.
Well, it settles it. We'll be doing this.
Well, first order of business, I guess, is going to that farm and.
What time is it? Like, we took a little rest, and it was during the day. So if it's night, should we sleep?
It's probably like the sun is just starting to go down. It's about probably 6:30 in the evening.
Shall I suggest we take a rest, recoup? I wish to clean off my holy symbols here and get a nice long rest before heading out in the morning.
Yeah, we can do that.
I don't really have a choice in the matter, so I guess yes, we shall.
Vermin?
Well, I took a bit of a beating there, and it wasn't given any assistance. So yeah, rest sounds good.
He does have a name.
I didn't catch it.
It's Bosk.
Would it appease you if I used this creature's name?
I would appreciate it if you weren't, so. What's the word I'm thinking? Angry towards him.
If he helps the cause, then he can earn his place with the gods.
Spit at the ground and keep drinking my ale.
Just instantly, like, fucking pure anger goes over the face. Slam the glass, the empty glass down. Just stand up and walk up to where the rooms are.
I'm gonna call the barkeep over and ask if they have rooms for.
The barkeep is a gnomish man, kind of dark hair, very tan, and kind of tousled blonde hair. Comes over and, oh yeah, we got rooms, 7 common pieces a night. How many do you want? How many rooms? 4, 3, 2? Are y'all sleeping together?
No, that's probably not the best idea. Just give us 4 rooms. And
3.
Will a gold cover it?
I can sleep at any of the temples and get all of my shit back for nothing.
Yeah, but you said you were walking towards the room.
Yeah, I meant to.
Going upstairs.
Yeah. Okay, so, but I didn't hear this conversation, so I'm like storming up the stairs and stop halfway through and go, turn back around, walk down the stairs, past them talking, straight out the doors, and just storm angrily back to the temple.
You make your way back to the temple.
As I watch him do that, I guess I just go, okay, maybe just 3. Will a gold cover it, man?
Yeah, gold will more than cover it.
Yeah. Here, have a gold.
Wonderful, thank you! And he kind of breaks the change underneath of the table, splits it into different pieces, and puts a healthy amount of it in his tip jar.
I kind of look at the others and go, do you guys want to have a drink, or do you want to go sleep now?
I think I might just rest.
Okay, well, do your thing. Unlike the paladin guy, I don't hate. Yeah, that's the one. I don't
I appreciate it.
have a severe dislike, so
I'm used to it.
I'm sure you are.
All right, I'm just gonna head up to the rooms.
Alright, you guys retire to your respective spaces, sleep for the night, you take a long rest, regain all spell slots, hit points, and half of your max on hit dice if you spent more than 2 hit dice.